Okay, welcome to a new edition of UmbraCollab. We're going to talk about Bellissima, also known as the new back office, today. I do not know why Mike can't get in, but if someone can give him a hand, then that would be nice. Maybe it is because we have a max of 25 people on this call. I don't know. We have never had this many people on UmbraCollab, so yay! I will start sharing my screen. The goal of today is to implement a package called our Umbraco Gmaps, so Google Maps editor for Umbraco backoffice, and take that existing version and convert it to Bellissima. Can I stop the animated GIFs in the chat? That's the question. Okay, never mind. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
And I'm only asking.
I see your screen.
It's recording, so okay, perfect. Very good. What have I done so far? Not so much at the moment. Am I only sharing? Can you see Notepad as well, or am I only sharing a single browser window?
We see a browser window.
Okay, then I should do that again. And let's see. Screens. Screen 3. There we go. That should be better. So we can see Notepad now as well. There's one thing probably. I'm also sharing my audio. Or not. No. You're not hearing me twice, are you?
No, it's fine.
Good. So what have I done so far? Not so much. I have started a new install of the preview 6. I made a solution. I did an unattended install of that one with my username and my beautiful password, and I added that to the solution. So that looks in Rider. Looks a little bit like this. Let me increase some sizing here. Oh, no. I want it to be bigger. Stay big. Thank you. So that's regular old Umbraco site as you know it, except it looks a little bit different. It looks very crisp with new icons and everything. Have I clicked on the view stream button in the grid of people? Oh, that's for Richard. Okay, got it. So this is Umbraco Bellissima, new back office. It looks a little bit like you're used to it, except there's a few new things and a few new icons, right?
That's putting it lightly, right?
It's just the same thing as before.
Yeah. Just a bit of UI library put all over.
The good news is that it's all working, and it seems to be working quite well. I have not done anything, so everything's empty. Document types, anything, no content whatsoever. So the first thing I did check out today was how do we get a simple plugin working. We've all heard the scary stories about you have to use TypeScript on all the build stuff and everything, but actually we can avoid all that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jacob. We also still have the option of making an app plugins folder and trying to add something to it. Now, Jacob, help. Do I put it in www root or do I put it in here?
Well, it looks like you have a single web project, right? So you're not running an RCL or anything. So you just create the app plugins in the root.
Okay.
Essentially, yeah. If you had an RCL, you would put it in the www root folder, or potentially in the project file, you could map it to an app plugins folder in the static static web assets path configuration.
Okay.
But since you just have a single web project, yeah, you just do it in the root. And
Yeah,
then,
that's perfect. I thought it was in www root, but it I guess this does some automatic magic, so it's
it might work in the root folder, www root folder as well.
Yeah.
What I usually do is I actually also put another folder in there, so I plug in / my package name, because you might have other packages.
Yeah.
Putting stuff there. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do now, and it was my vanilla something, my vanilla extension.
Yep.
And yes, I can zoom in here as well. And I've put an Umbraco package JSON in there. So I've just tried to do this just to get the example up and running, and I think that kind of worked, except I couldn't find my schema, but that might be because of path issues. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you need to put the package folder in the. Oh, sorry,
That's
the package file in the folder, and then the schema would work as well.
Yeah. And now I need to correct it again, make it work up. Very good. Sweet. Okay, that gives me the definition. No, maybe it doesn't. Anyway, doesn't matter. That gives me the definition of a dashboard. And should I be able to see it already by just reloading?
You'll need to restart the server, recast the package files, and boot.
You're lying. It's there.
Well, maybe you did a trick and cheated from home and already had the file.
No, I'm just doing what the docs tell me to do. So nothing there yet. All right. Well, something is magically working. Just don't count on it, apparently. Cool. There was nothing on the dashboard yet, so let's make a new file and JavaScript file and put the content in there.
But we should say you want those paths to match, right? So you already have the JS property filled out pointing to that file. And so what it does is try to load the file. Yeah. It'll try to load that file as a module, and then whatever you export by default from that file, that is use the export default keyword. It should show if that is a web component you export or what is known as a custom element, right? So an HTML element of any kind.
And that will be
so the class you have
it's called my vanilla extension.
Yeah, that's the definition of to use it in a browser, but you have a class further up, like a class description, right? Export default class there in line 22.
Yeah.
So that's the actual trick to make it work. And that extends an HTML element, which is the custom element API, which is then part of the web component.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And this uses some dependency injection. It's asking for a notification context, I can see.
So we augment the native HTML element with our own UMB element mixin. So it's just in JavaScript land you do mixins, which allows you to extend from two sources, you could say, and that gives us a few methods to use. One of which is the consume context that you call there in the line 35.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. And just to go back to this package JSON, that should look pretty familiar to existing package developers. There's an alias, there's a name, there's a JavaScript file. There's a condition which is new, but kind of similar to what we had before. It's like where do we show it? So in a section called content, we've made it a bit more specific, as far as I can tell, to make it nicer to deal with.
Yep, and you can add your own, so it's not fixed. I mean, you can do your own conditions as extensions as well.
Okay, cool. So what we're expecting to be in the output in a minute is a UUI box with a welcome and a UUI button that is clickable with a bit of styling. And where's the clickable element? Oh, here. It says when we click, we do something with that notification context and say hello. Sounds good to me. I'm going to be naughty and try again just to reload it.
Yeah, well, now that you're just messing about with JavaScript files, because they're loaded directly in the browser, they will, depending on your browser's cache settings, actually load directly. So you might want to hit the disable cache just for good measure.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it should just be the package files being cached on boot, so we don't have to read on disk every time.
Yeah.
But any modules from there will just be
Okay. Vanilla.
Loaded up.
I don't see it here, but that's because it's being.
No, it's because you have to go to the dashboard first, actually. Because we conditionally load it.
I can see it now, yes. Okay, well, there was an error.
Oh, good.
Not found. Oh, no. I made a typo. Extension. No, that looks okay. Extension. That looks okay, too. I don't know. So maybe I do need to reboot the server. It's probably the message. Let me just see app plugins, my vanilla extension. Okay. Let me try that. Check. Rerun. Yes. Build succeeded. I'll close this one and just refresh this one. And it remembered that I was on this dashboard, which I like.
Yeah.
So now I can bookmark it as well. Hey, okay, that worked.
All dashboards are routable, yeah. And the part in the URL is also defined in the package JSON. In the
data. That was the path. Okay, I was
that's the path. Yes. Could have called that
label and path name. Yeah,
we could have called that URL path name or something, but that's the actual thing in the URL.
Yeah.
I actually had quite a bit of trouble getting that whole routing thing to work because as we're loading extensions asynchronously as well, you don't know what routes will end up being there before you have loaded all modules. So you don't want to, show a 404 or something error page before you have loaded everything. So I think actually Nils on the team did a great job on that, and it works, inside what was known as infinite editors as well, and you can route into those.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay. So I could go. I don't have one right now. No.
Yeah. I mean, when you go and create a document type later, we can see it.
Let's do that anyway. So I probably want one at some point soon. I'll do a home, and I want it to be in the root, and maybe I want some content and introduction and some text. Text there. Oh, so that was the one that we were looking for. So yeah, I can see property settings, view detail. Okay, yeah. So the whole, it's hard to see on the screen on the share, I guess, but the URL is indeed following whatever I'm doing in the interface. That's really cool. I did not know that. Cool.
Yeah, and well, it has a few limitations, of course, because you didn't save the document type yet. You can't exactly, send the link to someone else. But let's say you already created a doc type and you wanted to link into a sidebar, you could actually send that link to someone else, and they would end up right in the with the sidebar open.
Liam is asking, does the URL have a max length? Is that gonna become an issue? I think it used to be an issue in older browsers, but these days the max length is very, very long.
Yeah, it's quite long, something like 2,000 characters or something. But you can also, depending on web servers, you also have the max request length on the web server. So it's depending on multiple factors, and of course, if you do keep nesting sidebars, they will eventually hit the limit.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So that was just trying out that something actually can work. I have cloned the Gmaps project. They have all kinds of files, but the main ones are here in core, which is all the C# stuff. That all should still work, so I can copy that in a minute.
More or less, yeah. They have a few things that won't.
Oh, okay. We'll we'll discover that if we do.
Yeah.
And then over here, this is all the stuff that we need to start replacing. That's the front end, as in what we see in the back office as the front end.
And interestingly enough, they already have an RCL, so
oh yeah,
that's pretty neat.
yep. Let's. I wanted to go that way anyway, so let's start doing something with an RCL. Now I opened the project and not the solution. Let me just open the solution instead, because I want to add another project. Boom. And this is very tiny letters, I realize, so I apologize for that. But that's my file explorer. So when it loads, the add button will light up. You can do it.
I see you're on the EAP version of Rider. Is it any good?
I'm trying all the latest stuff. Yeah, the EAP
Yeah.
version is really great actually, because one of Jason's pet peeves has been solved. Whenever you step in the debugger, you get a number of milliseconds used for every step, so you can see if something takes long. Yeah. So now, of course, that I'm screen sharing, everything is slower. There we go. So I wanted to add a new project, which is a Razor class library.
Yep.
All this, what is it? Bellissima, our Umbraco Gmaps extension. All this is fine.
Yeah.
And it will add a few default files, which I will immediately delete.
Yeah, you can delete those.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want those.
Actually, it seems like there's a convention starting that you would call the RCL.client at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, at least that's what I saw from Kevin Jump's articles. And
yeah, okay.
it makes sense, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
we
you
don't
would have.
we don't let us dictate by Kevin, of course. No, I'm kidding.
No, of course not. But the idea of the RCL is you would have both your source code as well as your runtime code.
Yeah.
Inside the project, but you would have your source code next to the app plugins folder, and so only copy over the files as you build them. And of course, you would have some kind of build tool to do that for you.
Yeah.
That could be Vite or Webpack or Snowpack or something else, or even just a TypeScript compiler directly. But yeah,
I'm trying to get to the terminal. Oh, here's the terminal.
we'll get to that.
Yes, I know that we have some getting started stuff. I need to go to this one. And then did that. There's a few things that we want to do in the CSproj file. I think, let's see what it looks like right now. Can I edit it here? Yes, edit. So one thing we want to add here is, and can you explain why we need to add this?
Yeah, well, I mean, you want to access the files from somewhere. So the files inside the VV root folder, they need to have a path. And so you can essentially put whatever you want in here, and that will route directly to the VVV root folder in this project. And so we do slash, because you want to put in the app plugins folder here in the VV root. So you can put all your plugins in here. But you could actually, and this is what I mentioned before, you could do slash app plugin slash my vanilla extension, and you could just put the files in the VV root folder directly. But yeah, we do slash. That allows us to have multiple packages in here.
Okay.
We wanted to, but you need to put it inside the VV root folder.
That's
so this is
different
different
gonna be my next
than
question. Very good.
Yeah. So this is different than a web project where it would just pick up the files. Yeah.
Okie doke. And then this is fine for now, except I need to link it, of course.
Yeah, you need to have the dependency.
And this one. Boom. And then we need to prove that it works. RCL. Okay. Do you think this will work?
Yeah, it should work.
Okay.
And I mean, for those who don't know about RCLs, and personally, I don't have much experience either, but the benefit is that you actually won't have the files, copied over to your solution. So when you build this, those assets will remain in the NuGet folder.
Yeah.
So they'll be associated with the assemblies instead, and you can't mess with them. But you can overwrite them in your web project. So that's another benefit of an RCL.
Yeah.
You can actually overwrite the JavaScript
Definitely.
files in your web project if you wanted to.
If I'd left the files over there as well, then it would have used the app plugins in my normal web project instead of the RCL.
Yeah.
Very good. I realize you can't see my cursor on the screen. You can't see my mouse. Is that correct?
I don't think we can now.
No, okay. I just looked at the screen, at the recording screen. I'm like, oh, you can't see my mouse. Okay, great. Cool. But how do we get there? Oh, we have to go.
How do you know it works? It's a
I know.
dashboard. Yeah.
Well, but it says from RCL. That's
Try and click the button.
Still
works.
That's very cool. We can make it say not hello, but hello RCL as well. And with a little bit of luck, this refresh will just work.
Yeah, it should.
Yay.
Yay.
Very nice.
So cool. Now this is what I would call the base setup of any Umbraco extension, or really if you wanted to build your own extensions for a client website. Oh, we see that.
Now you can see the mouse.
Yeah, great.
Sorry.
So this allows you to do any kind of build setup you want in the RCL. Keep it isolated, not mess with your web project either. Yeah.
I'm debating on whether we should make it more complicated or if we should stick with this, because we can introduce TypeScript and Vite and all that stuff.
Yeah, it actually depends a bit, because you see, just to make that button click, right, we have to do some magic in the constructor. We have to search for the element and then attach an event listener to it, and then attach bind the onClick method. It's a lot of work, but it works. It's vanilla JavaScript. It'll run directly in the browser with everything. But let's say you wanted to update something, or you wanted to, I don't know, read an input field or something. It would keep getting more and more complex. And especially if you wanted to render out dynamic data, you would then have to, dynamically query for your element to render it in, and you would have to do all of that yourself. And this is really where lit can help us quite a bit.
Okay.
But you can use lit just with JavaScript, and you can actually import directly lit from an online source, and you can start using lit without TypeScript. It's of course a bit more cumbersome, but yeah. So what lit really gives us is quite straightforward. It's the render method first and foremost. So instead of doing that whole template as an element and then consuming that and putting it into the shadow root, we just get a render method inside the element class, and we return an HTML or a template literal from that instead of doing all of that. And so lit can bind to those things directly.
I feel like I would love to see the more TypeScripty way of doing this. So I'm just going to start, and we'll see how far we get.
Of course.
This is where I'm really getting out of my depth.
At least in the tutorial, there's a snippet you can copy to set up a Vite build setup with lit. Yeah.
I think I copied that somewhere over here.
Yep.
This one. Oh, so,
line 36, right?
Yes, exactly. Start with this one. And that's in the Gmap, so I made an extra Gmap.
I wouldn't put it in there, actually. I would put it in the root of the project, or maybe make a, I don't know, client folder or assets folder or something. Yeah. Because everything you put in app plugins is routable as well. So
okay.
you can actually see your TypeScript files and everything in the browser.
Okay.
That applies to current Umbraco as well, by the way. So anything you put in app plugins, you can find in the browser. So rather not have source files there.
Oh, that makes sense.
But you made a client folder and put it in there, and then you can just test if it can build.
So that's npm
you need
install
npm
first.
Install first, or
and
npm I.
npm build. That all hopefully should be fine.
Exactly.
Nope. I have.
It says this doesn't have a package file.
Am I in the correct folder? Yeah, looks like it.
No, you need to cd into assets as well.
Okay. Yes.
Yep. So you go npm install and npm run build, but it'll tell you that in a minute.
Oh.
But actually, you could do npm run dev just for fun. It'll start Vite's dev server, and that's outside of Umbraco, but it actually allows you to work with your components without booting up Umbraco if you wanted to. So there we have the infamous counter. As you know, last Code Garden was also called the counter Code Garden by some. Because that was all we ever showed was counter. So people certainly learned how to make a counter in 5 different ways, 5 different frameworks. But
very good.
Yeah, you have it. So you want to now to get those files into something that Umbraco can actually see. You want to change Vite into a library build setup, and you do that by creating a Vite config file.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, and that should be an example of that as well in the tutorial.
Yes.
You might want to go into the there you actually have it there.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was actually Yes.
Okay. So
just
config TS. Yes. And that goes into assets.
Yeah, it goes next to the package JSON file. Yeah.
Okay. TypeScript. Cool. That's almost correct.
Just quickly, not to go into too much detail, but you need an entry point.
Yeah.
And that should point to, well, currently you don't have that file. Most likely you have something called, you actually have that file. Okay.
Yeah, that's the default. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the default. And then we specify it has to output as an ES module, because that's the modules we read. And then the out dir is important. You want that out dir to be, into your app plugins folder. So you probably have to go to .. a few times. And to hit that. But
yes, that's true. So that one goes up to assets, clients, and then www root. Okay.
Yeah. So 2 times .. and then www root. That was the Dutch version of www root, I guess.
What do you mean?
You missed the W.
Oh, yeah.
Put in an extra E before.
Excellent. At least the writer knows about this. And I want to make a new folder. I don't know if it will make that automatically for me.
It should do, yeah. Okay. But you probably, I don't know, you probably just put it in the folder you already made, the vanilla extension. Or I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't want that.
You want
That's
a new
an extension.
Okay. Fair enough. Cool. Now, if you were to go into the terminal there and just stop the dev server, and then npm run build, it should actually just put out the files. And
I have a more interesting version of that. If I go to show npm scripts here, I can do double click. Yay!
Oh, so fancy.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
It did it. It did something. Okay. Umbraco won't recognize any of this. It doesn't know what to do with this, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no package JSON.
It won't, exactly. I mean, it's routable, but it won't be loaded up automatically.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, you also see it named your file assets.js. So where does that come from? Because your file is named my element. Well, it's actually the folder name that you are in. So you're in assets. So if you don't specify an output name, it'll just use the folder name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I put that in here?
Yeah, it's in the lib. Can't remember what it's called exactly, but you can.
Let's see if I have autocomplete. Yes, we have autocomplete. Oh.
Yeah, there's a name and a file name. I can't remember the difference.
Gmaps. Oh, maybe it's file name, but we'll see. I can rerun this build and see what happens.
Right.
Nothing much. No.
Yeah, so it's probably the file name because I could imagine name being used as a scope if you output in UMG. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there it is. I can delete this.
Yeah, you can delete that.
Maybe. I didn't do it. Yes. Oh, I deleted 2 files.
Yeah, there's a source map file
built
as well.
time.
Yeah.
I don't want to beat SVG either.
Yeah.
So all of this is just standard stuff. We don't need any of this except maybe the veed-env.
Yeah, you need that, and you can delete the CSS file. You can. Yeah.
We'll start with a new element in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. I like clean stuff. And index.html, do we do anything with that? No.
That's for the dev server. I mean, if you want the dev command, you'll want to leave that file and then actually spin up the component there. But otherwise, no, you don't need that.
Wait. Okay. Well, it did it anyway, but it just wasn't happy about it. But I fixed it now.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay.
There's
a whole bunch of options you can set as well on Veed, but I think that should be a different collab.
Fair enough. I have this as the next command.
Yeah.
When is this necessary? Now?
Well, it's to get IntelliSense really for your element. So if you if you went back into the tutorial and actually started building a property editor, you probably need that. Then as well.
That's what we're supposed to be doing. So let's try that.
So this is just, I mean, this package actually contains the back office as well as the typing for the back office, but we're only going to use the typings in this case. So you'll actually find them being ignored in the read setup as well, so it won't try and pull in any of the files from the back office into your build. It will just use type references.
Okay, look. I was looking for the actual source of the stuff that were. I'm sorry, this is very small. I'll get there in a minute. This is the. No, where is the original Gmaps extension? Over here. Let me open that one up as well so I can.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Seb, if you wanted to maybe just get a base property editor going with like an input field able to save a value just to see that you connect because I think what is the Google Maps extension anyway? Well, in essence, it's a way to save coordinates that you would then load up on your front end and put into some map. And obviously, it also uses the map to find those coordinates in the back office. But I think, I mean, if we just get the property editor going for now, you can always install the Google Maps on top of that.
Makes sense. Somehow my writer has completely frozen, so that's great.
That's EAP live for you.
I guess so. We'll just give it a minute. It's usually slower when screen sharing, and I did just open another instance. It's blinking. Why is it blinking? There's a good tip in this chat there.
Yeah, one of the many fantastic options you can put on. Empty out here. it'll clear everything away. That's actually also why you want to put them in the expert dist folder, so you don't wipe away your Umbraco package JSON file, because that has to remain there. But yeah. But you could put that on if you felt adventurous, and if you eventually get your writer to respond.
Yeah, I will try and probably crash this one. Where are we? No, not history. It's not even in the. Oh, here it is. Hill. Okay. Hill. It worked. Okay.
Yeah. Kevin has an extra excellent tip. You can put the package JSON file in the public folder, and Vite will copy it over along with the build files. So yeah, good tip, Kevin.
Yeah. Something is loading somewhere.
Yeah, you could stick to VS Code instead of.
Oh, I know. But where's the fun in that? So I didn't quite get that. So adding an empty output there true will clean the www folder when you build. Where do I add that?
In the Vite config.
Oh yeah, okay. That's very nice. And I put that in
just
here,
next to the out here. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's still loading empty output. Oh, there we go. Out there. True. Cool. So then it will start with an empty folder here and start over. That's nice. And then the next comment was put Umbraco package JSON folder in the public folder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I need to add one.
But that's just a way to avoid having that extra dist folder. I mean, then you can control everything from your assets folder, and it'll kind of go together.
Okay.
Yeah, so what Vite does is just take everything in the public folder and put into your out tier. I mean, regardless of if it's used or not.
Okay, so it will go into Gmaps and instead of dist, it will do. Okay, yeah.
If you create an Umbraco package JSON file there,
good idea.
Should be all right, and then you can remove that /dist at the end of your out tier.
Yes. Yep. Oh.
And I think by convention you need to end on none.
Super.
Not a slash. Yeah. Great.
Yes. All right. Run build. Hey. Clicked something wrong.
Of course, you deleted your entry point now, so you need a TypeScript file to actually build.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Maybe it's about time you actually create a property editor element, and or really just an empty.
So an empty TypeScript file.
Yeah.
Gmaps editor.
Yeah.
That
sounds
good. Sweet.
And
Yes.
then in
then I
config,
can point to it. Yes.
Yep. Exactly.
I have, if I'm lucky, I have autocomplete. No. Fine.
Well, it's not that fancy.
I know, right? It should be. So I should be able to run the build again, and then it should work. It won't do anything, but at least.
There you go.
That's nice. I like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Good tip. Excellent. So now
you have two things to do to get a property editor going. You need to register it, and you need to actually build the element.
Yeah.
What do you want to do first?
Let's build the element.
All right. So I guess in the tutorial, there's this space property editor UI. If you scroll down a bit, or go to the creating a property editor tutorial. So
So we've done the Umbraco package JSON, and then we need to start with these imports.
Yeah, just the whole file.
The whole thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, what is a property editor anyway? It's really just a way to set a value, right? So that's why we have the value property. There's also a config property you get from, or you can set, that's implemented through the interface called UMB property editor UI element. So if you had config on your property editor, you could also read it in the element. But really, a property editor is a way to set a value. So you want to do that in this.value, and then to inform the workspace around the property editor that a new value has been set, you also need to throw out an event eventually. But that's the essence of a property editor.
Yeah.
And this is maybe also a good place to mention that this is a property editor UI element. So in the current back office, what we had was just property editors, right?
Yeah.
They were defined on the server, and then they had a view, which was there where AngularJS took over.
Yeah.
We split that into two in the new back office here. So we have property editor schemas and property editor UIs. The reason for that is that you could imagine a schema just being some sort of text string with a unified set of options that you wanted on different UIs. Those UIs could be a text area, they could be an input field, an email field, a number field, just everything that saves into text. So you have a way, and I think the good example was someone mentioned you can have a rich text schema, and then you want a UI for each rich text editor. So you would have, for instance, a TinyMCE UI, and you could have a CK editor UI, and you could have, and so on and so on. And they would all save into this base schema. So that's why it's split into two now. And the server knows nothing about the UIs. It only knows the schema. So the schemas are still registered on the server with the, as we will probably, if we get through it, see in the C# code. And they then also have to be defined in the client for the UIs to pick them up. But you don't need that. If you want just to build a property editor and use one of our built-in schemas, you can do that. So like umbraco.label or umbraco.textstring, if your values fit into that, you can just extend from that. So this UI,
Yeah. So because this rich text editor property editor UI has these settings.
Exactly.
We can reuse these settings for something else.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And you actually see the definition there: umb.property editor UI TinyMCE, and that then uses the schema called umbraco.richText.
Yeah.
So that's the relationship.
I think I managed to do something weird in the first time I tried this, because maybe it's fixed since then, but I think I could use this, and it was just a configurations test, which I'm like, oh, I think the rich text editor is broken, but I think that one was just a configuration. It loads. Yeah, as you can see, it's just a toolbar.
Yeah, but that's actually a bug in the UI. If you actually set, if you save the data type with some buttons checked off, it will then show.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, that's a distraction.
Yep.
Good.
But you have the element now. You have the UI. Yes. All it does is return an template literal template result called I'm a property editor. So it's a text node. And here we start to see lit in action as well, because you're now extending from lit element rather than HTML element. And that gives you as I said before, the render method. It also gives you some other lifecycle hooks like first updated. And they'll work in alongside the built-in web component lifecycle hooks. You also get other stuff, like you can declare a property using a decorator, so add property above your value. That's also more cumbersome in regular web components, I would say, but you have that now here. There's also states and other stuff, nice stuff we can get into later.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the element, and you probably have to export it default as well to pick it up. So if you just add export default class, oh yeah, you can do it in a separate statement as well. So export default, and then the name of the class. That would be my suggestions, property editor UI element.
Yes. That's enough?
Yeah, that's enough, yeah.
So writer says this is unused, and it's probably, I don't know why.
Well, yeah, you're not using it anywhere from your code, right? So
oh, no, because I'm not using, okay,
it.
Yeah, that's true,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So this should build, and...
Well, it should build, and then you need to declare it.
Yeah.
So in the Umbraco packets file, you need to...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I've left that empty. Okay.
Yep.
Should I copy it from this one and... Oh, this one is also empty now. Oh, no, it's in the vanilla one. Okay. Should I copy it from this one and tweak?
Yeah, just do that. And you need another name for your...
Yeah, I know. It'll be Gmaps, or Bmaps. And it's not a dashboard. This is a property. And then is it something...
Yeah, so that property editor UI. I don't know, you should have... okay, yeah, see, you don't have IntelliSense because you don't have the schema file in that project. You need to go further out and then into your web project, because that's where the file is, yeah.
So if I put it in the client here, then it might pick it up.
Yep.
Sort of.
You have to go 3 times out now.
3. Yeah. No,
or
maybe not.
1, 2, 3. Where did you put it? Oh, you put it inside the asset. So 1 time out. Sorry, I didn't see that. No.
No, it doesn't like it. No, it's 1, 2, and then it should be there. That's all right.
Okay,
we'll just guess it. Oh, here we have to get. Oh, this is too far. Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
Client. Okay, well, let's do this then. There we go.
Okay, that's a bit weird. Okay, you actually go out into root and then back in. Okay, so type.
It's not helping me.
No. Okay.
Type false.
Probably can't find it. But yeah, the type is called property editor UI. I want to be mindful about the spelling of it. I can't remember if it's capital U or capital I.
Yeah.
Probably it's probably camel cased, so you want to do a lowercase I.
We'll see.
Yep.
Okay.
You need an alias that doesn't conflict with anything else, so probably namespace that. Otherwise, it won't load it.
Maps is cool.
Yeah. Now you actually want the output destination here. Yeah.
So that will be our.gmaps Umbraco.
Yeah.
This one, right? Yes. The weight doesn't matter here. That's not a thing for a property editor, I'm sure.
There'll be other stuff for property editors in the meta section, so you can also go ahead and remove the conditions. You probably don't have any for your property editor.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I can't remember the meta for
let me find one, because I have secretly done this before. Some of it before, at least. Dub root, app plugins, and then it's in source, right? Yeah, source. Oh no, I didn't do it here. Why did I do it? I'll just look at Kevin's stuff. He has good stuff. Or property editors. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen, sorry. No, this is the output. I'm looking at the wrong folder.
Well, it would be there in the output as well, but yeah.
Yeah. I need to go to asset source. That's the one I'm looking for. And then we had. Oh, which was the editor? Okay, this one. No, of course not. Never mind. Because he's done the complicated way, which is also cool.
Which we could also talk a bit about, but I'm not sure about the time and place.
Oh, exactly.
But he's using the entry point, so that is a way to register things with JavaScript instead. So the only extension you have is a module, an entry point module, and that will load up on boot of the backoffice, and you can then register everything from there as well with JavaScript.
Maybe the documentation will tell us.
Yeah.
What I need to do.
So if you go into the tutorial, it should you should be able to find an Umbraco package. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. So you already did the first few. You need the meta section.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay.
Exactly.
Gmaps.
Yeah.
I want
an icon
globe. Common is fine, and okay.
That's the magic part, right? That's the magic part. So in the actual Gmaps project, they have their own property editor on the server. It's called I can't remember, something like our Umbraco Gmaps. We don't have that yet, but if we want to see this in action, you want to pick up one of the built-in schemas. So, for instance, the textbox could be all right to use.
For now,
that allows you to save a text string, right? And it'll give you a single configuration of max length of that text box as well. So you can actually see it inherit the config from the schema.
Yeah.
So if you were to build and then
just check that the capitalization is correct. Okay.
Yeah. We actually changed that from a capital I to a lowercase I just before we did the preview for last Code Garden. So when Callum went on stage, he couldn't make it work because he couldn't register
it.
Yeah. And he was sitting frantically in the reception area where I was doing my shift, and we were trying to work it out and figure it out. Yeah.
All right, so I can create a new data type, hopefully, maybe.
Yeah.
Gmaps. And if I change, whoa, look at that.
Oh.
Very good. Okay, and it's based on the Umbraco text box as a underlying.
And there you see the setting. You didn't specify that. It inherited that from ours, so you can actually access that if you define the config property.
Okay.
But go and put it on a doc type. You should be able to see the output.
Yes. And I've already made it, so I'll take that one. And, well, it's not going to be very exciting. It's just going to be a text box, isn't it? Oh, no, not even a text box, because the view doesn't specify that yet.
Right. But you could then go ahead and put in a text box.
Yes.
So, now we're straying off trail from the tutorial, but anyway, if you put in a UUI input, exactly, and then you want to bind the value with this dot value, so you do dot value equals, and then
input dot. Where do I do?
No. There. So dot value.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and then equal sign.
Yeah.
And then you want to do the special JavaScript, like inline JavaScript in a string.
Like this.
So that's a dollar sign, and then those two.
String interpolation. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you want two of them. Yeah.
No. That's not. It's not Angular.
Hey.
Hey yo.
I didn't even do that on purpose.
You want to do just this dot value.
Yeah.
So this is JavaScript anyway. You can do whatever you want in this string, or you have an extra bracket there. Just remove one of those. Yeah. So you can do anything you want here. I think you need. I don't know about those spaces as well, but
let's see.
We'll figure that out. But now, if there was actually a value saved on the server, it would show up in your input, but you can't yet save the value you're typing in.
Oh, because I haven't implemented it.
Yeah, we need to hook that up. So it's actually undefined, right? That's the value, because it doesn't have a value in the database. Yeah. So JavaScript, serializes that as undefined. So you could actually do this.value and then 2 question marks and then an empty string.
If it's null, then make it an empty string. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's wired up. So what you want to do to save the input then is to have to bind the event called input on the field. So you do an @ sign and then input. No, you do it on the input element. Yeah. So add input. Yeah, just next to it. Exactly. Add input, and then equal sign. And then you need to hook it onto a method. So you actually need to create a method on the class, just something called onInput. So if you do that, yes, exactly. And just leave that for now. You can then bind it up. You do this dot. Sorry, you need the JavaScript thing again there. And then this dot input.
On it.
Oh, exactly.
Yes.
And unlike other JavaScript, no parentheses there. Just on input. That actually binds this context to it. So unlike other JavaScript libraries, you don't have to do a callback or anything. You don't have to do a factory function for that. It just works with lit. So now on the input, that would actually receive your input event. So the parameter or the argument on that method would be an event.
Okay.
Yeah. So this call it something like EVT or something, or event. Yeah,
EVT, whatever. Or EVT, sorry.
And TypeScript will then complain saying, well, you didn't actually specify the type of it. So you could just do, I believe there should be a built-in event called, what's it called? Maybe HTML input event, or
is that like this?
No, it's not C#. You need to do a colon and then afterwards. Exactly. And then try and see if you have some intelligence like HTML input. No, not that's the element. Maybe it just be event. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, all events inherit from events, so you don't have all the methods where you don't need to anyway. Now,
still not happy?
Why isn't it happy?
It says declare.
It's never read. Okay. We get to that.
There.
The other way probably can't reassign it.
No.
So to get the value you just set on the input event, you need to extract that from the event, and I believe you can do that by saying event.target.value. Yeah.
All lowercase.
All lowercase, and maybe assign that to a variable. So, var, that's so JavaScript.
Oh, sorry.
Let or const.
Oh, okay.
Why isn't it happy?
It doesn't know what I'm doing at all.
What's going on?
It's declared.
That's
declared.
not declared. But the others?
Possibly
it's
null.
possibly null. Okay, so do a question mark after target. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but the event is also possibly null.
Yeah, do another question mark.
Value might be null. No, maybe not.
Now, what does it say now about value? If you have it doesn't exist. Okay, you can actually cast event.target to an HTML input element, and it should exist. Yeah, so you do.
Like this?
Yeah, and then no, it's still not C#. You have to do as. So instead of the inside the parentheses, but otherwise you're good.
I see.
Yeah. And then
thank you for talking together with me. I'm on a call. See you.
And then the last question mark there is you don't need that. Yeah, in the middle. Yep.
That's more like it.
Now it's happy. Yes.
All right.
So then you need to actually just go this.value equals val.
Yeah.
Or you could have done that directly. But yeah.
Yeah.
And that will then
Cool.
set the value, so other property editors can already read that value. But you also need to put out an event to let the surrounding form know that it updated.
Yeah.
Can't remember the syntax for that event, but maybe that's in the tutorial.
Event.
Yeah, dispatch event. Yeah, you have it exactly there. So just copy that line, not the whole method, just the line. Yeah.
Oh,
you actually see they cast they actually do that.
I did the same, but
So,
this is an input event. I can take that.
Yeah, okay, you can take that. Those are just built in from, you get that from the lib section and dsconfig. So yeah. We should probably make a wrapper for this property value change. I actually can't remember if we did that already, because it's a sort of a magic string. But but it dispatches the event, so everything above can listen to it. And if you build and then go back into your back office, you should actually be able to set a value. Yeah, you can. You can also start the build in watch mode, so you don't have to.
I only have preview. Is that it?
Yeah, no, that's not it. You have to define the script yourself. But,
let's do that. I want to do that.
Package JSON. Just add a new script.
Oh yeah.
I believe it's just called read build -- watch. Maybe. Or maybe they have it directly in watch. No, I think that's like that.
Hi.
This one is not happy about it.
So,
refresh. Yes.
There you go. All right, there you go. Try and save.
I can make it say hello. And it builds. Yeah. Okay. Let's not do that.
Okay.
Cool.
So reload and.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it's clear. Save some things. Save and publish.
Yeah.
Reload again.
Go out.
Cross our fingers.
Hey.
Yep, there we go. Okay.
We're done.
So we actually
enter the coordinates.
We are actually done. If you went into Google Maps and that's impressive. You can remember those coordinates.
I think we're on 52 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool.
Yeah, so I mean, everything else from now on is just a bonus, right? If you were to render a map here, it would be the same way to save the value. Yeah, of course. Now I don't know the package outside in, but I could imagine it also saves other stuff such as zoom level and
there's a few
probably things. And that's why they have their own schema as well, so they can run it through something. I don't think we actually don't have this raw JSON type yet on the back office, but it's something we've been contemplating, because what if you just wanted a random JSON value, right? And you knew exactly what your front end might be able to do with that. You could just, why not just be allowed to save that, right? And not have any property value converter run on it.
Yeah. I'm going to stop sharing because we need to wrap up. But this was super interesting. You still here?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I've lost everyone. Oh yeah, because cameras are not on. That's why. And we're not allowed cameras apparently. Okay, fine. Okay. Well, we didn't get close to getting the map implemented, but this was super useful to see how everything fits together at least. And maybe next week. Oh no, next week we're in Bristol.
And 2 weeks from now, hopefully.
2 weeks.
Don't know if you're there next week, but
I'm not.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks we're in Bristol, so some of you are on this call who will also be there. So let's. I suggest we keep building on this when we're in Bristol together, and blog about it later.
Good job.
Yeah, we still need to hold back and
we need to give them something to do.
Yeah.
Oh, the schema. Okay.
I also noticed looking through the package, there's some legacy stuff in there, some legacy models, and maybe we want to clean up a bit as well.
Yeah. The current package, you mean?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. That was my idea as well.
I think when we get we're going to get this onto YouTube, we can put a link to the repository that you're working on, Seb, and also consolidate any of the useful things that were put in the chat. We'll make sure that those are saved somewhere as well. Because yes,
Sure.
it is time to finish, but how nice to have finished with something working.
Yes, we have a result.
Excellent job. As Mike says in the chat, it's ready, ship it. There we go. Thanks, everyone. I'm just going to press stop.